Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Wally Gator, IBEW Inside Journeyman Wireman. All right, so I'm traveling again. I took a 5-month layoff because I wanted to deer hunt. You know, that's what I do. So now that my kids are grown and out of the house, I'm able to do what I want to do. So I remember a long time ago, a friend of mine at a contractor, he got laid off right in the middle of deer season. And he went hunting a few times, and I asked him when he come back like 2 weeks later in the heart of deer season, during the main time to be out there. I said, did you go hunting every day? Did you go hunting every day? Because I still liked hunting so much back then for deer. He said, I went a few times. I thought he went a few times. I would be going every day. So I remember thinking to myself, if I was able to do that, I would go every day, and one day I'm going to be in that position, and boom, here I am. So I've been traveling for work, making a lot of money, making all the overtime I can on these jobs, so that when that job ends or deer season starts, I can take a layoff and not have to worry about work. All my bills are paid. I pay bills ahead of time. I move like say my power bill back home, I go ahead and pay 3 or 4 months ahead of time, get it all paid up where I ain't got to worry about it again. Water bill, stuff like that. Phone bill, you can do any of that. So now that I've got to where I can do this, I take off all of deer season, which is the Midwest deer season, you know, like Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin, Kentucky. Up here in the Midwest, I can go hunt up here when I want, and I can also hunt Alabama, which goes all the way till February 10th. So around the beginning of February, I went ahead and started looking around, and I had signed the book in Local 153 before I got laid off in September. That job ended and we all took a layoff. I had signed the book then, but for some reason in January I forgot to re-sign. So all the books you sign, keep your paperwork. I mean, I'm the world's best at keeping up with paperwork and keeping it in a folder and keeping it all separate, and then somehow I still didn't re-sign the main one I wanted to re-sign on. So I had to drive all the way up to South Bend from Alabama, Birmingham, to re-sign the book. So don't make that mistake if you're laid off and on the books. Keep re-signing the 10th through the 16th most places. Now, some of them is like a 3-month re-sign. Some of them are a 6-month re-sign. Put it in your phone, on your calendar, and don't mess yourself up like I did, because I probably could have went to work probably middle of January when I seen that looked like I wasn't going to kill a buck in Alabama. I killed a few does in Alabama. I killed a buck in Illinois. And I killed a real good buck in Illinois, 11 point. I'm getting him mounted. He's at the taxidermist now, so that'd be nice. I'll show you a photo too, or clip of him right now. But so I came up, re-signed the book, went shed hunting for deer antlers because it's shed season. I found one, you can see it right here. Found one little dink, but I found it within 5 minutes of looking, and searched another 2 days and didn't find another single one. So oh well, it's time to go back to work. So this is Sunday, my day off, and we're working 6 days a week. I took the call with all overtime is double time, so next week I'll get paid. I'll have 48 hours, not 58. The next week will be when I get 58 hours. So I'll see what that check looks like. And I'm filing exempt for like 2 months. Then I'll go back to normal, and I'll get an extra amount cut out of my check. $50 extra federal, $50 extra state, or $25 extra. My tax lady told me this years ago. She said the goal is to try to break even, and you don't owe them and they don't owe you. I like getting a little bit back, so I just do the $50 extra each payday, and you don't even notice it when you're working all this overtime and all that, but it helps get your taxes right, since it's so chaotic and hard to figure out most of the time. Your taxes, I just let H&R Block do them. So anyway, also H&R Block, they will charge they charge per W-2. So every W-2 you get, they charge for that, even if it was a 2-week short call. So after getting charged a great amount one year, after taking a bunch of short calls, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take long calls with lots of overtime, 1 or 2 contractors a year if I can. You know, it's all, you know, subject, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get just 1 contractor, work every minute I can, and then take off deer season and not think about work again. So that ends up being about 8 months a year I'm working. So, and you would think, man, at 5 months off, I bet you got bored and stuff. Nope, there's always something to do, and time goes by very fast. Actually, I was surprised that when I added it up, I thought I'd only been off 3 months. Nope, it was 5, nearly 6 months. Nearly 6 months I didn't even work. Didn't even need to. So you can do that when you work these overtime jobs. You save up your money and have it there at the end when you're ready to go back to work. You've still and one way I like to do that is to put this money into several bank accounts. You know, they do direct deposit, so I always give them like 4 different banks, 2 credit unions and 2 banks, and fill out the paperwork for that. I put 75% in one, then 10% in another, 10% in another, and 5% in another. I do percentages, not amounts, because it varies, you know, according to how many hours you worked, and it's probably just about always a little bit different. So don't put an amount, just put a percentage you want going into that account. I use my 75% for main bills, and then the one of the 10% for play money, and then, you know, save the other 10 and 5%. And that other 10 and 5% will build up so much because you don't touch it, you don't even think about it. Leave it alone, and when you get laid off, there it is sitting there, and you got several grand in those bank accounts that you ain't even thought about, which will help you out when you're trying to do what you want to do as your hobby on your time off, whatever your hobby may be. Mine's deer hunting, you know. So you can do that and help keep money in bank accounts, because hidden money is forgot about money until you need it, and then it's there. So all right, just wanted to make a quick video. I hadn't made one in a while. I will post a couple more videos that are in the making from last year when I took OSHA 510, and the video when I killed my deer. I don't have the kill shot on video, but I got the recovery and before I shot it videos and stuff, so I'll talk about that and make another video. But anyway, love you, brothers. So y'all come on. South Bend's the place to be right now. This is 2025 March. Let's go get that money. Goodbye.